So, hey guys, it's me again. My bad for being gone for so long. I'm probably gonna end up doing it again, to be honest. Like, I'm a big procrastinator. I don't know. But, you read the title. My bad for making another DEKU video. But I kind of like this one. I feel like this is what it's gonna be special. And look, I know. The other one, I said that too, or something like that. But that has like 20 something views. So it's it's whatever. Let's just get into this. So this is gonna begin when Deku was first born. So as he's born, his mom notices that he's extremely cold, and she thought that he was gonna die because he shouldn't have been at that temperature. That temperature he was at, it was like normal people would have like died from being in there for like a couple minutes. It just like, yeah. So out of concern, the doctors and everyone, they decided to keep the baby there for like a couple months so that they could make sure that everything was okay. After those months, the doctors had just guessed. They thought it was due to his quirk, and his quirk, well, it's Elsa's. Elsa's like super cold. He's super cold. It was okay, but they said it was because of his ice or snow quirk, and they said that while they were experimenting, he had made some sort of snow monster, which is Olaf. Olaf. And he had been playing with him because he didn't want to be by himself. So when they told the mom that, she thought it was very abnormal to develop your quirk as a baby, and it's very unusual, and she thought that how he was a prodigy and everything. So and he was. So we're skipping 4 years later, and Deku is in class, and he's the main topic around like the whole entire school. Like everyone's talking about like how he already has his quirk and everything. But people are also, they envy his power. They envy that like they don't have their quirk yet, and that he's like a step ahead of them. So they're all calling him weirdos, and they've always been making fun of him. And I know what you might be thinking, like, why does he just beat them up? But because, that's not what he wants to do. He still wants to be a hero. He aspires to be a hero and everything. But even though he wanted to be a hero, Deku still grew very distant from like everyone. And like he did become like, very cold to everyone since they was bullying him. Like, he still, aspires to be a hero and everything, but he just like after, he just didn't like really tolerate them anymore. But luckily, he did have Olaf, his snowman. Oh yeah, I'm sorry for that. I don't know if y'all could hear that or not, but yeah. So while he's getting bullied, he's just playing with Olaf and stuff, and but people think that he's just he's flexing, whatever, that he can do all this stuff. So Bakugo decides to walk up to him and says, wait, no, he punches him, my bad. And he starts saying like how he must think that he's better than everyone else just because he's always been able to have a quirk. But Deku, he's just used to this, so he doesn't really like act out or anything. But like the fact that Deku, he doesn't like act out about it. Bakugo, he's gonna get more mad. That's just Bakugo. Like this, like he does too much. He's always been a hater, like ever since the fucking first episode. He says, "Oh, huh?" Bakugo says, "Oh, so you think you're tough? You think you're cool just because you can handle that without a reaction? Well, let's see if you can handle this." Bakugo activates his quirk and tries to hit Deku, but before he's able to do anything, Deku grabs his arm and freezes it. Everyone's in shock, and they're just staring at Bakugo's arm, whatever. But the bell rings, and everyone goes home. So I'm gonna skip for 10 years. They're all in class or whatever. The teacher. So the teacher's reading off what schools everyone wants to go to, and he notices that Deku, said that he wants to go to UA. The teacher gets happy off of this because he knows like how powerful Deku is, and he says to him, he's like, "Yeah, you'll definitely be able to go into UA. Like you're very strong. You've always had your powers and everything too." Bakugo becomes like he's like really frustrated off of this because the teacher didn't acknowledge his power, and he only acknowledged Deku's. So Bakugo, just like in canon, he decides to attack. Attack him. Yeah, it's like he attacked him because he was mad. But before he was able to do that, Deku grabs Bakugo's arm and freezes it and says, "You'll never be as good as me, Kachan," and looks at him with an icy glare. Bakugan. Wow, I really just said Bakugan. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But Eddie, he looks at him with an icy glare. Bakugo backs up while snatching his arm out of Deku's hand and gulps, and says, "Is that really the only thing you can do?" Deku says no. Would you like to see something else, as he continues to stare at him? Bakugo feels immense pressure and backs up and says, "No, you wouldn't even be able to hit me, so I'm not even going to try." Deku walks up to him and says, "Oh yeah?" And is about to hit him, but the bell rings. Deku is walking home, and he's thinking about how much of like a long day he's had. As he's walking home, he notices that like somebody's been following him, and it's the sludge villain. So Deku turns around, but before he's able to do that or anything, the sludge villain grabs him. And just like in canon, he tries to take his body as a host or whatever. Well, Deku is panicking, but he calms down and he's thinking about what he can do to for this situation. And he thinks that since the sludge villain is a liquid and everything, he could be able to freeze him. So he tries that, he freezes him, and he sees that it works, so he breaks off his the part that's grabbing him. The sludge villain screams, and he's like, "Oh, you think you're tough, huh?" And then he tries to attack him, but as he's doing that, All Might shows up and throws the sewer thing. I don't know what that is, what it's called, bruh. The villain turns around to see who it is, and he sees that it's All Might. The villain's eyes open wide, and All Might smashes the villain. Pause. I just hold up. The villain goes everywhere, and he's smashed into bits. All Might puts the villain in the bottle, and he makes sure that he has everything. As he's collecting all his parts or whatever, Deku is just standing there, because he still likes All Might and stuff. I already said that. He aspires to be like him. He thinks that he's like really, really cool. So he just stands there looking at him, can't believe that he's seeing the All Might. So, and as he's about to as he's getting out of it, All Might says that he has to leave and turn on the villain, and he leaps away, he leaps off. So Deku's he's walking back to his house. He thinks about how he just met the All Might, and he's just imagine you meeting your favorite artist or something. Just wow, I really So and as he's thinking about all of this, he hears like a big explosion coming off to where he was just at, and he notices this. So he goes to, he checks it out. He sees what's happening. He walks through the big crowd that's huddled over there, and he sees that it's the same villain for earlier, and that he has Bakugo. Bakugo is trying to escape, but he's struggling, and the sludge villain is about to take over his body. But what's it called? But Deku, he freezes the villain's body as he did before when he was attacked, and he's able to break off Bakugo, and he checks to see if he's okay and everything, and then he rushes back over there and says, "Remember me? I'm that person who you attacked over just like a while ago." The villain tries to attack him, and he summons a snow monster to block the attack. Then shouts, "Blizzard!" And snow is coming from everywhere and starting to freeze the sludge monster. And freezes his whole body. And Deku sees this, and he creates like that hill, like that Frozone does, like when he runs up it or whatever. Yeah, so like he runs on there, and he jumps off of it, covering his whole hand in ice and punching the sludge villain, smashing him into bits. Deku makes a pile of snow to land on so that he could have less impact on. Yeah. So once he's like on the ground and everything, everyone's praising Deku, just like, wow, that was there was like, yeah, you were real fearless right there. But people are also like, they're like, yo, that was like really reckless, you could have got hurt. Like, yeah, like what would you have done if you wasn't able to beat him? As everything is happening, Bakugo shouts that the only reason that he wasn't able to do anything was because the villain caught him off guard, and that he didn't need Deku's help like at all. Yeah, Bakugo, he yells at him, and he's talking about like how like he didn't need his help at all, and that how he's way stronger than him, and that he just caught him off guard. Yeah, so he sees All Might walking up to him, and All Might is saying how fearless he was and how he thinks like it's really nice how he had used his quirk. So yeah, Deku smiles and he thanks him, and then he starts to walk home. He says that he needs to go home. As he starts to head home, he's almost there and everything, but All Might is there waiting for him, and he asks him if he likes the his dedication and everything, and how he's a true hero. And he asked him if if he wanted one for all. And he explains how it works now, everything what happened to him. And Deku's taking like a long time to process all this information that he just got. And while Deku's thinking about it, like he's like, wow, that really would be like really cool, and I would actually be like All Might. But he also thinks about like how he wants to help everyone. He wants to help everyone with his own power, and how he doesn't want to use somebody else's power. So yeah, this is where I'm ending it. I'm ending it right here. I hope you liked it. I know y'all was saying like how y'all wanted it to be longer or whatever. So like, it's 14 minutes right now. So yeah. Have a good day. Bye.